Acting. All of us have considered this career at least once. Maybe you even thought about what roles you'd play as an actor. Maybe you thought about playing as a cop, a firefighter, a soldier, a doctor, a prisoner, plumber, a family man. Maybe you even thought about playing as a pizza boy. Or maybe you want to show off your skill and range and to be respected as an actor. The limits are endless. But for me, there's only 2 roles that can fulfill my would-be acting career. And I'm going to tell you my 2 dream acting roles. 1 live action and 1 in voice acting. So let's begin. Dream acting role number 1, the hobgoblin. This explanation is going to be pretty lengthy because I feel like I need to give you my absolute full perspective for you to understand. So if you don't want to hear it, skip it and check out dream role number 2. But if you're willing to listen and hear me out, alright, let me cook. I feel like I'd have the right amount of passion and knowledge to completely remold the hobgoblin to reach the potential that I think the character deserves. I don't think Hobgoblin could ever be Spider-Man's biggest enemy, but I feel like he could easily be in this top 10 if that one editor didn't fuck the bag up. But before I get into all of that, let me start by talking about Spider-Man's biggest rival. It's always an argument between these 3 characters: Venom, Dr. Octopus, and last but not least, the Green Goblin. The most common consensus is that the Green Goblin is Spider-Man's greatest enemy. I mean, he killed Spider-Man's first love, caused a great amount of pain and trauma, ruined his best friend, and even in some cases caused his best friend to be the second coming of the Green Goblin. But I also feel like there's a fair argument for the other 2. I mean, Doc Ock fucked his auntie. That's some real despicable shit right there. Oh yeah, and he also switched bodies with Peter in the last moments of his death, causing Dr. Octopus to be in Peter Parker's body and Peter to die in Ock's body. Blah blah blah, some Stephen Hawking shit, whatever. He fucked the man's auntie. Truly a bad guy. And then there's Venom. Before Venom's persona was changed to be an anti-hero and an occasional ally of Spider-Man. Before that character development, he was on a different kind of time. You got 2 personalities that hate Spider-Man to the deepest of their core coming together. The first one, Eddie Brock, depending on what happens to him in that universe, but basically his life is ruined due to Peter Parker and or Spider-Man. And then there's the symbiote, which felt betrayal and abandonment from Spider-Man. These 2 fused together to become Venom, a genetically superior monster version of Spider-Man. And on top of that, Venom knows Spider-Man's identity. Not only does this put Spider-Man in danger, it also puts his friends and family in danger. He might even give his auntie 19 inches of venom, so there's usually mind games involved, on top of his overwhelming strength. And that's basically all I know about Venom's lore. I'm not as well versed in his backstory as the other 2, but I think I gave enough information. Now that we got those 3 out of the way, you're probably wondering, what the fuck do these 3 guys gotta do with the Hobgoblin? This is where we go back to Venom. Spawning off Venom is someone who isn't Spider-Man's greater enemy, but for sure, a greater threat. Carnage. Remember when I said Venom's basically a genetically superior version of Spider-Man? Well, Carnage is a genetically superior version of Venom. So in most cases when dealing with Carnage, Spider-Man's fucked. Shit, even Venom's fucked. Matter of fact, Carnage is so fucking OP. When he was introduced, Spider-Man and Venom had to team up so Carnage wouldn't kill them both. And this is way before Marvel even considered making Venom an anti-hero. So this was a period where these 2 were sworn enemies. So that should let you know how big a deal Carnage was. Now we can finally get back to the Hobgoblin. As the same way Carnage was made to elevate the risk and one-up Venom in certain categories, the Hobgoblin was introduced to one-up the Green Goblin. He was supposed to be the Carnage to Green Goblin's Venom, but not in might, but in strategy and intelligence. As you had Osborn become a basket case due to the Goblin Serum, the Hobgoblin was cold and calculated. He repurposed the Green Goblin's gadgets and made them better. And I don't remember if he improved on the Goblin Serum or if he never used it. I'm a little rusty on my Hobgoblin trivia, but let's just say he improved on it. This made him as strong as the Green Goblin without going cuckoo crazy. Even if he didn't use the serum, he was still ahead, even with just his wits. And that's where the Hobgoblin beats the Green Goblin by miles. He keeps doing all this crazy shit, leaving dead, cold traces every single time. And we're about to have this huge buildup to reveal the Hobgoblin's identity, taking longer than it took the Green Goblin to reveal his identity. By 1 issue, they're trying to one-up the mystery just by 1 issue. We were about to have a conclusion to a wide-spanning arc to reveal to the reader who this new mastermind in the cowl was. Then the editor fucked up the writer's reveal by changing who the Hobgoblin was supposed to be last minute, and the character and its potential went to shit since then. And over the years, he's been seen as a D-list Green Goblin copycat, which is just a shame. A damn shame. All that time, the writer was cooking up a new foe to outclass the Green Goblin just to be fucking wasted by a dickhead editor's decision. A few years later, there was an attempt to try to bring a retelling of the story the way the writer intended it to be, but it was too little, too late. And that's why I feel like this character deserves a second chance at its glory. This is why I want the Hobgoblin to take cinematic form and have the grandiose ending he was robbed of. Here's how I think it should be done. Let's say Tom Holland gets 9 movies, and we finally get to see a Spider-Man grow into his 30s, like in the comic books, until some other editors were like, nuh-uh. But that's another topic for another day and maybe another YouTuber. But let's say you have a second trilogy with Tom Holland Spider-Man going through college, or just his 20s in general, right? And let's say he deals with the Green Goblin and Gobby dies, like in the Tobey Maguire movie. Then we get to the third trilogy. Spider-Man is dealing with all these other bad guys in the first movie of this third trilogy, right? And you only hear word of some mysterious acts in the background. But Spider-Man doesn't have time to deal with it. His hands are full, right? Then the second movie gets small encounters with the Hobgoblin. He keeps slipping through Spider-Man's fingers, acting as an untouchable secondary or third villain in the second film. And after all that wincing and build-up, you get the Hobgoblin as a main focus and up the ante as he's no longer working in the shadows as much, or where the danger around his presence has become so high and apparent. Spider-Man has to make him his only priority, losing sleep over it, having family and work issues, and so on until we reach the climax that was meant to happen originally in the comic books. And I feel with that proper execution, this could put the Hobgoblin back on the map and give Marvel money, just in case you're listening, money, and who else to play this role but me. It seems like no one really loves this villain and wants him to reach his full potential as much as me. And I love to get into the acting grill and become a seasoned professional just to give this one character the love it deserves. If I can make this happen, I'll get an acting coach. I'll even start blasting gear until my balls look like peas. Oh, I gotta be careful or else Disney won't be on board. I'll even work out and take my chicken, broccoli, and rice to make this vision come true. I feel like there's always gonna be a new live-action Spider-Man movie every 4 years at the latest. And I feel like the cutoff age for the Hobgoblin is like early 30s, so I got some time on this one. Dream acting role number 2, King Dedede in the Kirby movie. With the massive success behind the Mario movie, a Kirby animated movie is bound to happen eventually. Now I'm gonna let you know, I need to be the voice of King Dedede. The Hobgoblin would be cool, but I need to be King Dedede. I mean, he's literally me. No one ever talks about how sauced out he always is. King Dedede is stripped the fuck out. He put that shit on, always stunted in the fur coat. Plus, he's a penguin, and my mom loves penguins. So maybe if I'm a penguin, she'll love me. And I'm being dead ass. Not the part about my mom not loving me, the part about being King Dedede. And I promise you guys, if you can make this happen for me, I'll give it my all. Work my way into voice acting jobs, get some motion, be on my Kevin Conroy timing, rest in peace, pay studio time, make sure my lines come out crisp and clear. That's why I'm telling you now, so we have plenty time to push the agenda. So whenever the Kirby movie starts development, Nintendo will know who to call. So I'm starting a petition online. It would mean a lot if you guys could sign this petition and push the agenda. So if you got to the end of the video, thank you. And if you signed the petition, thank you even more. You are appreciated, and I love you. I love you.